released to kind of go through this. I still got to get a video for you. I'm going to work on that. Have a formal review for you on the show.
Good.
But
Good.
yeah, but you shared that with me, how you were ready to sign, but they found out, and that wasn't the image that the record company wanted to have. They didn't want you to say that you weren't had adopted children. And I was like,
well, they didn't want me to say that I had adopted black children. And that was
I didn't even want to say that. Yeah.
And so, but that was the reality of it. And so I walked away from that. I walked away from that label, and I'm hoping that has changed somewhat since that time, but it hasn't changed enough. It's still a reality. It's as simple as this: the ACM Awards are in its 54th year, and I'll just ask you this: who was your favorite black host? And the answer is they haven't ever had one. Not in 54 years as the ACM, the American Country Music Awards, had a black host or a black co-host, and that's just the reality of it. I'm not saying anything other than that's a fact, and I just hope that that's something that can be worked on. As a proud father of two black sons, I would like to think that if that was something they wanted to pursue, and they wanted to pursue a career in country music, that maybe someday they could be a co-host of the American Country Music Awards. We have now had a black president. We live in a day now where we have had a black and an orange president. It would be nice if we could have a black host of the Country Music Awards. That's just where we're at. And
right.
The book does address that, and it's just a reality.
Yeah,
and the power of, I do believe in the power of music. I did learn that in the project that you spoke of, God Bless the Children, the power of music and the power of unity through it. So I do believe that day will come.
Yeah.
But I do believe that it also has to be talked about. It has to be acknowledged, and so, and there it is in black and white in Backstage Nashville. It's there, it's discussed. And yes, it's going to bring controversy. It's going to bring, some backlash for me. But as the father of two African American boys, I felt that was important to do.
And Wayne, I got to tell you, I did share it with a friend of mine who's a buddy of mine, from the city I've known forever. And I told him that story about, and he was like, yeah, we need a long ways to go. So I go, wow, I was just shocked that that'd be happening today. So I'll tell you what, why don't we take a little break? Let's play right now. God Bless the Children, featuring Taylor Swift and Nashville All-Star Choir. And again, this is a Dave Thomas Foundation, correct? That you guys did back then for foster children?
It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Let's roll that right now. We'll be back with Wayne Warner. Backstage Nashville. Thank you.
Somewhere out there, he sits all alone, waiting again tonight for mommy to come home. She says she has bills to pay, that he's only in her way. Listen close, can't you hear him crying? I need someone who needs me. I need someone who loves me. There's a little girl being scared and hungry is part of her world. Her daddy came home mad again. She'll just say she fell again. Listen close, can't you hear her crying? I need someone who needs me. I need someone who loves me. God bless the children, guard them and lead them. Listen close, can't you hear them crying? I need someone who needs me. I need someone who loves me.
I need someone who needs me. I need someone who loves me.
Wow. Wayne, that's just the end of the God Bless the Children with the little choir. What an awesome choir.
Yeah, okay.
What a great day that must have been filming and that video and the
That-
song, God Bless the Children.
That was a great day.
And it's done so many cool things for everybody, and that's just the essence of who Wayne Warner is. You know, and I want to talk about a cool tune that you talked about, the Turbo Twang. You know, that was what you hit early on. Turbo Twang, I remember when you first talked to me, you're going to die with the Turbo Twang, you know? And for you, it was kind of one of these things.
Yeah.
You were walking around the block, and you were kind of like dum-dum-dum. And they came to you. That's what you told me. You were kind of a rip or whatever. Tell us how that came to be, the song Turbo Twang for us. It was kind of a
Okay.
rip on you, or you wasn't sure it was going to be a hit or something like that. Tell us about that.
Right,
one.
right. Sure.
So Turbo Twang, you were like kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah. How did that go? Tell us again how that went. How you made that song that day, walk
Well-
around the block and
Well,
putting that together.
Turbo Twang is one of the biggest hits I've had, and
Yeah.
I'll never get out from under that song. It's it became a huge dance smash in every language under the sun.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that people are. There is some dance club somewhere right now where people are stomping their boots to that song. And for that, I'm grateful. It is one of my least favorite songs I ever wrote, Tom. I wrote it as a throwback, as a joke, as a wisecrack remark to somebody who had written about me. It was I had done an album for Atlantic Records. I was on Atlantic Records, and they, people like to define. Everyone wants to. I don't know. They want to put you in a box. They want to try to label everybody or their sound. And this guy just didn't know quite. Somebody was writing about me in an article in a magazine or something. A critic was writing about my album, and he was trying to define my sound. And apparently, he was having a hard time doing so. And so he just labeled my overall sound as Turbo Twang. And I was going for my nightly walk that night, and that song just wrote itself. It didn't have. I had no intentions of anyone ever hearing it. It was just a way of me just kind of, I don't know, just kind of. It was just a wise ass kind of statement to this guy who was just kind of boxing in my sound. And my manager, my sister, and a few people loved the song. I didn't. But anyway, the song ended up being cut and leaked to radio, and it just took off. I mean, the thing just caught on fire, and I just never been able to get out from under it, and I'm very grateful. It opened up so many doors. I'm sure it's probably why I'm talking to you now. It's not the song that I ever want to be identified for, although I guess in some way it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm very grateful for the song. It's a fun little beat. It's got no substance. It doesn't say anything. It's got nothing to say. But it's a fun little song, and I guess it's keeping a lot of people in shape.
It's
You know?
keeping that line dancing, and they're doing that little step with that turbo twang. And you got the rockin' one coming up, or I played that open version. Yeah, new updated version this time.
A new version of it, Rocking Turbo Twang, yeah. So, no, I'm very grateful to the song. You know, it's certainly, it was really neat to have people all over the country, wherever I go, 20 or 30,000 people singing that song back to me word for word. So I'm very blessed and very grateful to every word of that song, for sure.
Yeah, and that leads us then to the filming of the song. When you guys were on location, and then that gets to the part of the story about the middle of the light. That is another tune that I've heard about. I seem to have come my way, and I know you are singing that, but you wrote about that in the book. How you guys went to a nice little cookout and stuff, and you were together, and there was this young lady singing, and kind of put this stuff together. Can you tell us about that? How did that go? And her name and all that good stuff, my friend.
Now I lost you for 1 second. The name of the song was
The Middle of the Light. When you guys put the Middle of the Light together, and the whole story.
The Middle of the Light.
Yeah, the Middle of the Light. When you guys all got together, when you had your little video party. Yeah,
I got a feeling there's going to be some talk about that song. Yeah, that song was the genesis of a little girl that we had gone to her house, and I became a fan of her talent the minute she opened her mouth. I became a fan of her as a person as soon as I got to know her.
Yeah.
And I was talking about how I was dreading shooting this video for the song Turbo Twang the next day, because I've just never been a fan of cameras or really the spotlight of any kind. And she said, I love being in the middle of the light. And so this little girl by the name of Taylor Swift said, that's a great idea for a song. And she just started throwing out some lines. And so her and I started throwing these lines back and forth. And so we had the beginnings of a good co-write going. And then it kind of got forgotten about. We recorded this little idea for a song, and she got busy and I got busy, and it was months later that I came across it again on my little recorder. I was like, "Who's this girl singing on my recorder?" This is all in the book.
Yeah, right.
And she was singing that song, and so I worked on it some more, and then the song got forgotten about again for quite a while, and the song got forgotten about for so many times, and anyway, the song came to light again recently, and did you say you had a copy of that song?
Yeah, it came my way. You have a lot of friends out there, and I do believe this is what you're talking about. I know it's definitely you singing in the middle of the light. Yeah, Magoo has got
then you're one of the few people in the world who's got a copy of that song. I don't know how it got to you. We knew it would probably surface at some point, but great. I'm anxious to get people's thoughts on it.
Wayne, you got so many friends. When they knew you were coming on, I got a lot of texts, a lot of emails checking out how we're going to be able to listen and all this good stuff. Because you remember, you helped so many people, and it's a good stuff. So let's do it right now. The Middle of the Light. Mr. Wayne Warner, thank you.
Life's up, life's down. That's a song that sings, and the thunder in, and the troubled clouds. Your love reached out and took me in, a candle in the wind. It won't burn out. Since I've met you, understand my world is well when I hold your hand. In the middle of the night,